All right. So we have a new podcast with Chris Everett, who has been our past president and courageous enough to do it twice in a row in a very challenging time, COVID time. Um, but that's my quick introduction of Chris. But I want her to actually tell us who she is, what she does outside of COVID, Walker style, outside of Rotary, just all of who Chris is that she was willing to share. So, Chris, go ahead.
My name is Chris Everett. I got the married name. I enjoy Fort Lauderdale, have been here over 30 years. I am with One Commercial, which is a commercial division of One Sotheby's in real estate for over 30 years, and I love it. I love serving people. I love helping them solve their problems. I love finding the best of what they would love, for property in residential or commercial. I do a lot of corporate relos, but Rotary. I grew up in the middle of Illinois. My father was in Rotary, didn't know much about it, but it was an all men's thing. He did it because my parents believed in servicing the community. My mom was a teacher, my dad ran a hospital, and it was all about servicing the community. So when I got invited in Fort Lauderdale to attend a Rotary group, I was like, yeah. So my mom dug out my dad's old pen, Rotary pen, and presented it to me on the day that I became a Rotarian. A little teary, but that's okay. But we have a lot of women. I think we have more women in our group than we do men, which is good. We get things done. Anyway, so to tell you a little bit about Fort Lauderdale Rotary Club South, first of all, here's a logo. Oops, logo. This is our t-shirt. And then
Put it again because it disappeared when you're and I'll tell you when we say a little bit up. Yep. Awesome.
okay.
Got it.
And then on the back, we wear this, and I will read it to you. It says, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. I believe in giving back to the community. You can always help others. You can always make things happen. But giving back to the community doesn't have to be just in Fort Lauderdale. It can be all over the world, as Rotarians are all over the world. And we can help and join with other clubs to make an event, make it happen. Make it happen. So one of the things, I was president for 1 year. Unfortunately, the president-elect, who was going to be the president the following year, was vacationing in Europe, and he passed away, which was sad. He was having the time of his life. That's how we all should pass away, just not wake up one morning. An older gentleman. Oh my God. It was so sad, but we celebrated his life. So as being a Rotarian and a president in our club, we also, oops, how am I going to do this?
There you go, right there.
Certificate of ownership.
What is a
This is
certificate of ownership?
Yes, certified that an engraved brick bearing the inscription of Chris Everett, Rotarian, Fort Lauderdale South President, 2021, 2022. They don't give you it for 2 years or how many presidents you become. They give you one brick. Has been placed on the city of Fort Lauderdale's Riverwalk along the banks of the historic New River.
That's lovely. I love how you read it too. That's super cool.
That's really cool.
That is super cool.
Just the little things in life. You give and they give back. And I'm like, yay.
I have a question for you, Chris, before you share more. You said it at the time that your father was a Rotarian, it was an all-men club. Mm-hmm. How did that feel for you to start or to join Rotary, knowing that background? Like, was there I'm going to do this because now women get to, or what was your state of mind when that happened?
I was proud, very, very proud that Rotary evolved. They evolved, got their superpower, and embraced everyone.
Awesome. Definitely. We can see the growth, right? In the history of Rotary. And that's awesome to be a part of that growth. And like you said, in our club, we do have a lot of women. We get things done. But we need the guys too, though.
Anyway, but it's also Not just upper middle management, middle-aged, older. It's a lot of kids. It's a lot of giving back in your schools, in your grade schools, and learning how to give back and how to, let's say you saw a waterway in your neighborhood and it had dirty water in it, or the fish were dying or whatever, or the snow didn't get plowed, or there was dirt. You could go as a group of kids, as a Rotarians, Rotaract, Interact, RILA, all the different organizations in Rotary, and gather a bunch of people together and go, let's go fix this.
Totally agree with you. Different, it's very diverse from age to background and everything, and coming together as a community to come up with solutions and fix things. So now, why did you actually start with our club when you joined, or was there a transition from one club to another? And in that same concept, why would somebody choose our club? What is it about our club that you think is special?
The Rotary Club of Fort Lauderdale is very, very large. It has a lot of political people, judges, attorneys, who's who of the business world of Fort Lauderdale. Our club is smaller. A lot of medical people in it, a lot of people that travel, a lot of people that have passions, like book clubs. I mean, the book, giving out dictionaries, giving out books in Africa, bicycles, more international, more, we work with other clubs, more interactive, instead of just our club being our club. We kind of like spread out, and we work with a lot of different clubs, and I like that. It's you take our club, and there's a passion for HIV in the next year or two that we're going to reach out because of a big organization that has started to wind down and dissolve. We're going to take that as an aspect and push forward. We're going to take an aspect of the which we work with now, is the chaplains for the police fire rescues. We work with them and help them make their fundraiser good, not just ours. We don't make any money. We don't help our club in that way, except to showcase our club is helping, is doing, out there, volunteering. And then as we get new members, because they do transition in and out of age and mobility, but with our staying as a Zoom club, we haven't lost members because they moved or did something different, or their jobs were different, or their passions were different, because they could still come to the meeting. We have some of the best speakers from all over the world, because they can come to our meeting by Zoom. So that's really neat.
It is. And you mentioned size, and we have our club, and as a parenting club, to the Samaritan Club also, for those who like to actually socialize in person. And we do also activities once a quarter or once that we schedule based on what's coming up, to meet in person. And I totally agree, and because I'm one of them who travels and needs that flexibility to join via Zoom, and it created consistency. And like you said, we stayed on. But can you tell us a little bit more about the Samaritan Club also?
It's a diverse club where they only meet twice a month in the evenings, normally a kind of a happy hour time frame. It doesn't have to be a happy hour, but a happy hour time frame after work. They're up and coming executives and people that are in the area. They do a lot of fundraisers. They like to empower or showcase somebody in the community that needs help. And then they will do the manpower and the women power to get the job done, to get the fundraiser making money. And they'll do that once a month. The other meeting of the month is just to meet, figure out the next fundraiser, how they can make it better, showcase it, what needs to be done, and invite us to come and just say, hey,
Right.
Come see us, see what we're doing.
Awesome. So how long ago did you join Rotary? I don't think I took a note
I
of that.
think it was 2018.
2018.
So 2017 as I went. I think that's a time frame. Karen Unger invited me and she said, you got to do this. And I went, okay, yes, I'll do this.
Because again, and I've spoken about that in the other spotlighted guests or members, that it's by invitation also that you become a Rotarian. It's not just like, let me just sign up for a membership. It's by invitation and being vetted and really having conversations and interview to make sure there is synergy and there's a potential collaboration, which is what our club is about. Like, I love how you explained that there are some clubs that this is not just about them, but there's so much already going on with them that it's their own agenda versus us, and not versus, but us, we get to have our club groups that we the dictionaries, the bicycle that we're now going to go ahead and also help in different aspects. So it's like we take something and we amplify it, we expand it, which is before our call being recorded, Chris and I, you were talking about how we like mindsets, the expansion of our growth, how we can take one word and shift it so we can actually have a better outcome. And I think that is a highlight of our club. It's we grow. We are definitely growing. And we're not complacent. I think that's a word that I wrote in as I was listening to you. We're not complacent. And that recent discovery of an organization that's dying out, we're like, wait, we can do and recycle this and create something that will not be forgotten, would actually be remembered and continue. So I love that.
Yeah, take the good energy and just run.
There you
Just
go.
well, and he knows the past. He knows what worked and what didn't. We don't. So you take the expertise of people around you and you say, teach us.
Right.
We're here to help. Let's do it. That's leadership.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it's servant leadership where you reach out to people and say, how can we help, instead of this is how we're going to do it.
Right. Agreed. And I love what I want to ask you this question, but I've first wanted to say I personally love when we did our meeting. I don't remember exactly, downtowner, and you're the president, and you made it so special where it wasn't about just the top three, the top two, or this or that. It was everybody was there was a special out way that you recognized us, and I would say, and that's my question to you, what's the most memorable part of being a Rotarian, of all the ways that we can be? And I'll say for me was how you really took out and surprised me with one aspect of us and highlighted it in front of everyone. So what about you? What is that one thing that you would say that was the most memorable aspect so far of Rotary?
I don't know. Just through the last few years, it's been difficult.
Mm.
But if you're having a down day, or if you're having a up day, or if you just need to get away, go do a beach cleanup. Go to the Samaritans and have a glass of wine with them in the evening and just say, hey, what are you guys doing? And who have you met? Who's new to your club? Let's see how they can, let's pick their brain. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's some huge events that have gone on over the years of what they've done. Water treatment plants in Haiti. And it's amazing how that's evolved. I mean, I've got clients that had huge water treatment plants that they built from scratch that I met here after they retired. They're the ones that built the water treatment plant with Rotary in Haiti.
Wow.
It's just remarkable.
Right, that global outreach. And in that time that you got vulnerable, and I appreciate you being vulnerable, sounded like also having a family with community that's right here, right present through us, through our club, and being able to receive the support from us, the close one, but also those that may not be as close, like the Samaritan, but it's still a place that they hold space for you. no matter what we're
Definitely.
going through. Oh, thank you for
So
that.
if
Yes.
any of you want to be a speaker, if you have a passion, if you have an expertise, let me read something for you. You'll get a certificate from our club if you want to be our speaker. Service above self. May it be known that you will be our guest speaker to the Rotary Club of Fort Lauderdale South. In recognition and appreciation for giving of your time and talent on this day, our club has donated the cost of vaccinating 25 children in the pursuit of Rotary's goal to eliminate the disease of polio from the face of the earth. And Rotary is not going to stop there. They are going to take their donations and their goodwill, and they're going to eliminate something else. They're going to help Mother Earth. That's a lot of the big things that we're doing now is the environment.
Very touching. And you're right. Every week when we have a speaker, we honor the person for their time with what Rotary's global #1 mission is with polio. And thank you for reading that, Chris. And also for focusing on the fact that it's community, but it's also helping the planet. Helping the
Oh,
planet.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we part, is there anything else that of all the props that you've already had that maybe we've forgotten to share, or something else you would like to um as an invitation to those who are listening to this podcast, like maybe a speaker or be a member, anything else you'd like to add before we conclude?
Just come to the meeting and just enjoy. We are a little, no one just talks. We all talk. We all ask what your happy dollar was. How does your week go? We're all trying to say we're here. Is there anything we can do to help? Is there anything in your job, your passion, your personal, your family, your house? Do you need any roof? What can we do to help? And just come and just say hi. And that would be the first step, and it would be wonderful. We would love to see you. But if you do have something that you need to get out to the world, please come and talk and tell us about it.
Lovely. And the word that resonated for me when you shared your last words about, for this podcast is we care. So join us on a Friday because we care about you, what you are looking to do, the difference you're making, and the difference that we're making. So with that, I just want to conclude by saying thank you, Chris, for taking time to share your story, to share your journey as a Rotarian, but also how in your work life and your personal life, how it all comes together, and it's not necessarily separate. This is who you are, that person who loves to touch someone's life, that person who loves to hear like that special thing about the person and bringing that forth. So thank you for having been our leader and continue to be our leader for the club, and thank you. Join
I'm
us.
excited. Yes. Friday.
Fridays 8 to 9.
8 to 9.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.